Test 1 1 1. Good, we're live. Nothing big if anybody's tuning in, just testing out my stream. Going to be quickly just making something here for the next 30 minutes. And my daily kind of playing in Blender session. And I decided to stream this one. So again, nothing really going on super crazy. I do have kind of a rough idea of what I want to do. Some type of building. That's about it. That's all I got really planned. But that's a good thing. Just kind of playing. It's like building blocks, right? I probably should have applied the scale on this first. This is going to affect the bevels, but whatever. It's nothing too serious. You can always work into scale. So if this is about the guy and this is supposed to be a building, this thing should be way more bigger. It really helps with the lighting and stuff like that. That feels about more right. So I plan to finish this at 4:25. So not a lot of time to really kind of sit and ponder over stuff, which I think is really cool because it gives me a lot of freedom mentally to just kind of play and not take things too serious. I think I'm just gonna go up on the sides with these here. Kind of just inset. Maybe just do a inset, and then let's do another, and then extrude out, kind of something like this. Maybe kind of scale those. Let's go to individual origins. And scale those, kind of something like that. GZ them up. Probably could throw a mirror modifier on this and cut this thing in half, but it is what it is. All right, so again, nothing. Eventually, we'll hope to kind of smooth out this stream. We have some music in the background playing and stuff like that. But right now, like I said, again, I didn't really have anything planned. Kind of just set the screen up. I was like, let me set it up really quickly and hit record and see if it works, because I was going to do something anyways. So I like what I got going here. All right, so what I think I'm gonna do now, I'm using this cool little plugin called Random Flow. If I press Shift, actually I need to come in here and select the faces first. Select faces. Matter of fact, right click. I think I'm gonna subdivide it a little bit here. And one more time. Because the more subdivision I get, more random faces. With everything selected, press Shift Q and extrude. And I just kind of purchased this thing here a couple days ago, so I'm still kind of learning it. Like, ooh, whoa, wow. So it is work in progress, and already it's getting kind of weird. But it kind of makes it, like, you can see it's like adding these random faces on here. Uneven. I think uneven makes that go away. Kind of just like, I know it works good with quad topology, meaning things that are in 4. Subdivision, I can subdivide more. Where is it? Loop depth. This is, I think, extruding the loops. Matter of fact, you know what? I don't want to do that. Let's go back to, let me tab and make sure. Okay, good. I think I'm going to do the faces first. Just add some faces on this panel because I don't have a lot of time to get into that. So let's go back to object mode, control, shift Q. Let's go to panel, random panels. And then we should start to see some random panels appear. And size minimum, maximum. Just gonna crank this thing up here a little bit. I can do kind of see some panels appearing here on here. And let's bring it back by pressing F9. Again, I don't have a lot of time, so I want to keep moving on something here. And I see thickness, height. Maybe let's kind of tweak the height a little bit. Actually, let's go to random height. Okay, there we go. Starting to see some stuff. Radio, number of niches, and proximity. Yes, just playing, like just trying to figure out this plugin here and just playing. F9. The only thing that sucks about it, it's like every time I move anything off screen, it goes away. That's the only thing that really bugs me. Let's add some more subdivision cuts in there. Panel seeds. And adding those cuts really slow things down too. Again, panel size. Maybe kind of reduce that cut back down to 2 because it's getting a little bit laggy. Yeah, that feels a little bit better. Notches, size. Counts, notches, counts. And I keep seeing this like artifact in there again because those, I think those are tries right there. But this is looking like we got some cuts in there. I can see that. And then again, if I want to add more cuts into a certain area, like I can select. Go to face selection. Oh, now we're not seeing the cuts because it's actually underneath. See, it's procedural, so it doesn't put it on top. So there, you can see my cuts are on top. And this is the original, so it still keeps my original. But for a moment here, I'm going to click this guy here. And then we'll put a couple of loop cuts on it. Actually, you can't put some loop cuts because it's already broken. So maybe just select that object. And let's go, again, Shift Q, random panels. And panel seed. I'm not seeing anything on this one. Cuts. Now there is a tool within this that will re-topologize this kind of, but I haven't really figured it out yet. It's like I've only been playing this thing a couple of days. Press Q, and then it's like mesh, smooth mesh, exact mesh, data, extras, join mesh, cleanup, merge objects, settings. Hey, hello. Are you still in Japan? Yes, I am in Japan. Still, this is where I live. I was in America just visiting my family, and now I'm back in Japan. This is basically my home base. I don't know. I can't figure that out, but I'll have to play with this plugin a little bit later. I want to keep to my schedule here, 4:05. So let's see if I can quickly add some more stuff to this. So we need to select a face. Make sure we're on the right panel. Go into edit mode, faces. Ooh, that thing is really topologized. I'm gonna go ahead and select all. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm gonna just select maybe this. Well, the heck with it. Let's select it all. I'm gonna press Q and random extrude this time. Let's see what random extrude does. And then if I select one, we should start to see some type of extrusion happening. And I think it's too subdivided right now. Believe it or not, I'm gonna click on that one and delete that. Let's see here. Matter of fact, I'm gonna click on this panel here and also delete that. Click back on my original cube, tab in, select the faces, tab out, press shift extrude, and let's see now if we see some stuff popping up. How about I select all of them? And I see stuff happening, but I don't see anything popping out. Loop thickness, it's not what we want. I want to extrude these here, but I don't see any extrusion happening. I'm gonna just start playing with these values. The instructions for this add-on are not the best. So I've just kind of had to just go around on the internet and find some videos about it. And some of the stuff they're coming up with are really cool, but it's just, again, it's a lot of trial and error. And I haven't really, oh, there we go. There we're starting to see something popping out there. Loop thickness, loop subdivision. Okay, we're starting to see something happen there. Have you ever heard of inset mesh? No, I haven't. Is that something similar to what I'm kind of using here? Kind of just adding geometry. I think I press function F9. And maybe let's go back to number one. I think number one kind of needs to be popped out a little bit. I'm gonna lower it and put this down to a lower value. Maybe like 5. Change up the seed. Oh, there we go. We're starting to see a little bit of breakup. Look, that looks pretty cool. Okay, 407. Okay, done with that. So now I'm gonna literally just throw in a quick terrain, which I've been using the standard, where is it at? Mesh, ants landscape here. I've just kind of been using this for now. And let's add in, let's say, landscape. I'm gonna use one of the presets. Dunes. Dunes is becoming one of my favorites. Kind of scale this mesh size up. It's an add-on. Is it kind of doing similar to what I'm doing here? Just kind of adding like some type of stuff to it. How about here? Let's see. And I'm gonna quickly just kind of grab my camera, get a composition kind of quickly set up here. Control Alt Space, boom, and I'm gonna throw in. You know what I'm actually gonna do? Because I learned a new technique on how to do fog. 1920 by 80. I really want to use that, so I'm gonna use that. Let's try this new technique on how to add fog. I'm gonna probably make a tutorial about this as soon as I do it a couple of more times because I want to make sure I really know the process. And I'm gonna change up my camera too. Let's go to a 25mm. Man, come on, dude. My keyboard number lock 25. Yeah, I like that. Let's kind of zoom in here, trying to get in a human perspective, like somebody's walking down. He just kind of seen this big, massive lone building here sitting in the horizon. Something like that. Lock that in. Okay, now let me get my focal point because is it set? Focal point is not on there. So let's go back to my camera and grab this eyedropper, drop that on there. So that should be locked onto there. Okay, and then what I want to do is quickly add in this new technique here I learned. Add in a cube. Scale that sucker up. GZ it up. Something like that. Scale it out a little bit. And make sure the camera is not inside of it, and the camera is not inside of the cube. Let's go to the shading editing. Instant mesh remesh, as you might guess, is an add-on that remeshes your mesh. For example, you sculpt with a typology and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, because like I do have some tries and a couple on this app here. Like, see right here, these are definitely some tries going on. 1, 2, 3, some ingons, and the app. So the guy who made the app literally says keep everything in quads, and I've seen him use it. He has an option too that you can use it and you'll run it and it'll make it an ingon into a quad, similar to like a remesh. So what I'm gonna do now to add fog to this, check this out. New technique I learned how to make fog. Actually, I learned a lot of new techniques, but at the moment, this is the one I like the best. So I'm gonna go to material. I'm going to go to specular material. I'm gonna drop that onto the surface. I'm gonna grab reflection, whatever it is. Just put it to black. And then make sure roughness is set to 0, index is set to 1. And then let's close all this stuff. We don't need that. Then the medium, I'm going to add in a medium. Where is it at? Hang on. Not bump. Where is it? There it is. Medium. I want to add in a scatter. And then, okay, maybe I think this was also scattering stays. Absorption turns to black, and then I think scattering turns to white, if I can remember. And then we're gonna need some phase also, so it's gonna bring this in. Let me jump back out, and then the cube should be like completely black. Okay, there it is. That's looking correct. And then that was because the density is set so high. We go to 2. And then I think, no, there's one other thing I needed to do. Oh, check off invert. There we go. Now we have like a ball of cloud, right? And then if I can use this scattering direction, it makes it like more denser and more darker in the middle. Vice versa, if I can lighten it up here, this actually leans more towards wherever the light source is coming from. So obviously my light source in this HDRI is coming from that side. That's why you can see that side is a little bit more brighter. But I'm gonna kind of put it neutral. And let's jump back into my camera. And we see this massive big ball. So what I can do here is also bring down the density 0.02. And now we're getting something, right? Let's go like 0.2. No, it's super foggy, right? That's really cool. Let me come here in this text is bothering me. Text info, turn that off. So now let's quickly, let me mute that. And I want to get an HDRI that's like of a sky background. How much time do we have? Ooh, 13. We're running out of time here. And then I'm going to quickly throw a material on top of, let's go ahead and grab something a little bit better. Let's try this. And then let that load up. I should have turned off the render. Okay, there that is. And quickly just get something really cool. A little bit blown out. I really want some clouds to play right there. Ooh, I like that. I like that. All right, and then let's quickly just throw a quick little texture on top of this building. And keep selecting the box. So I should turn my box. So I think it was this is the fog. Yeah, that's the fog. So I keep selecting the fog. Let's grab this guy here. And I'm just going to pause this render so I can move a little quicker. I'm going to grab this. I'm going to throw in an RGB image. And I'll make that full screen so I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to grab in a quick image here. There's probably some random texture that I probably have here sitting. Let me find a texture. Oh, you know what? I just actually downloaded a couple of free textures from Blender Guppy, or it's a guy that I actually bought this plugin Random Flow from. He has a Patreon and he just uploaded some free textures, some just kind of grunge textures. I'm gonna load one of these up. All right, 2.2, that's cool. And then let's jump out. And then what I'm also going to do to add in a little bit of material roughness imperfections, I'm going to go to my generators and I'm going to use my roughness generator that I have here. If you have not, I have a video on how to make one of these. And let me just kind of zero all these guys out. I think it was the video with the sci-fi crates as the thumbnail, and that will show you how to make your own like roughness generator. It's super convenient. All right, and let's fire that render up. And it doesn't look the best, but let's go ahead and quickly add a box projection to this. Coming up on 16, running out of time, but no biggie. Box projection, UV transform, so we can size it. And I'm gonna bring it down just a little bit because we're getting a lot of repeating. Maybe let's bring it up. Something like that. And actually, before I do that, let's actually jump in here. Tab A, select all, U, unwrap, cube projection. Tab back out. And let me grab these other guys and just throw the same texture on there. That actually, I keep selecting that fog cube. There we go. Let's turn that off. Material 2. Kind of throw that on everything really quickly. Material 2. And one other one here. Material 2. And something else. What else is missing it? All of these guys need a material 1. Material 2. Oh, this one's missing it. Material 2. And I think if I have one more that's missing it. Something else is missing it. Oh, the original cube. Material 2. Okay, and it's super shiny. I don't like that. So let's grunge it up. Grunge it up. Octane node Wrangler. Boom. So we can see what we're doing. I'm going to make this like bigger. Let's make that like 3. Add in a little bit of smudges. Add in some patchy noise. How about this thin grunge? Let's see what that's looking like. I'm not liking smudges. Not liking that. Really not liking any of that. Let's make this bigger. 10. There we go. A little bit better. Give me some more patchy noise. Okay, we don't want it too much glossy. All right, let's see what that's looking like. Not the greatest, but who cares? We only got like 10 minutes. And plus, I'm not saying that this has to be Instagrammable or nothing or posted, but literally just playing inside of Blender. That's all I'm doing. Matter of fact, I made a copy of one right now. What I'm gonna do is throw in a color correction. And I'm gonna throw that in between here. And then I'm gonna just use this and gamma down a little bit. And it's gonna give me, it should darken it up. My color a little bit. Oh, it's actually lightening. Go the opposite direction. Should be darkening it up a little bit into the positives. Can't really tell too much. Copy 03. Let me change this one to copy 03. I made it a little bit darker. Let's go a little bit more on the gamma. There we go. We're getting some kind of boxies a little bit here. A little bit different color. And then what I can quickly do, we're running out of time here. just quickly throw on a dirt node to get some grunge going on. So come in here, go, where is it at? Mix material. Grab a mixed material, dump that in there. That passes through the first one. Second one is going to be my dirt. So I'm just going to use this default here. And I'm going to actually just get it like a kind of a grungy gray color. Something a little bit more dirt like that. And then I'm going to come up here, Shift S. I'm going to type in dirt node. We should see dirt texture. Dump that dirt texture into the mix. Jump back out. Fire up the render. And what we want to see, if I press on the node Wrangler here, we can see what this is going to do. If I go to strength 10, we can see we're adding a little bit of dirt right there in the corners. And then what I like to do is, again, take one of my my node generators, a roughness generator, and plug that into here. Again, those colors are the same, so that works there, right? And now you can see we just broke up that edge a little bit. So from being super clean, we broke that edge up. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and tab that so it's its own copy. It doesn't affect the other one. Give this a bigger, maybe let's go like 8. Okay, that's looking cool. And I'm going to back off this like 5. And I just add some grunge in there. And I can add these all over to all these different type of materials. But if I was really, making something that I wanted to save, and this was just making this while we're testing the stream here. So it's nothing gonna look super cool or not. And then quickly, let's add some lights to this thing here. So the way I add lights to this, I have this this displacement pack that I just uploaded to my Gumroad for free. You guys can get 25 displacement maps, which I probably could have threw a displacement map on. You know what? Let's quickly do it. We're gonna throw a displacement map on here too. It's really gonna beef this thing out. Check this out. So if we come in here, we'll go to displacement, load in an Octane displacement, a texture displacement. And then from there, I'm going to bring in an RGB image. Actually, I'm going to do grayscale image because we don't need it. It's no color. I'm going to plug that into the texture. And then on the Gumroad, like I said, you can download this free pack that I just uploaded. And let me see if I can find it on my folder here, 24 JPack. And you'll have all of these here. You'll have all of these displacement patterns. And then these ones here we can use for lights. They're like a PNG, right? So for example, quickly, I'm just going to load up D1. And I'm going to bring that in. Again, it's 8K, so they're pretty massive. And let this load up. It's just going to take a second here because that is, again, a big map. It's an 8K map. Movie of Dread. Nice, nice. And then check it out. So now with this map here, we're going to go on, let's say like 0.5 on the displacement. And I'm not seeing the displacement kick in yet. Hang on here. Let's just go big value. Let's go like 2. And how come I'm not seeing nothing? Oh, hang on. Let's set this back to 1. Oh, it might be loading. Hang on. Let me see. I turn the text off. No, not loading. Waiting for image. Let me put a box projection on here first. Some type of projection. Box projection. Plug that into projection. And right, I got output texture into displacement. Let's just go 10. We should be seeing it. Okay, we're not seeing it. So maybe let me switch this back to an RGB. If you press Shift S, and then I'll go to, I want to switch the image to an RGB image. And it's just going to switch the node out without having to disconnect it. See, there it is. And then switch this back to 1. And it should keep everything else inside. And let's try that again. And let's try this like 50. I don't know why it's not. It should be displacing right now. Apply scale. How about 100? Yeah, textured out into texture displacement, into displacement, displacement. I don't know why that's not working. That should be working. All right, let me check this out. Let's just kill this. I'm gonna go ahead and right click on this, copy this. I'm gonna click on the ground plane for a minute. I'm gonna hide everything in this. Just to, why is this displacement? Now I'm gonna put a new material on it. I'm gonna do the same thing here. I'm gonna go to displacement, texture displacement. There pops up our texture displacement node. I hate that it always brings it at the bottom. And then I'm gonna press V, paste this here. This should go into texture like that. And okay, turn up this here. Let's go to 1. Updating shaders. Let it update. Still not seeing anything. 50. Height. Apply scale. And again, I don't know what the heck is going on with the displacement. Let me add another projection map in there maybe. That's why I like doing these lives, so you guys can see the problems that I actually deal with when I actually make a render. It's not all like, you know, the tutorials super quick and easy. Like, no, this is the real life. This is the real deal. When you're making these type of renders and stuff. Dude, what is going on with the displacement? Like, I don't understand why I'm not getting any displacement right now. It should be universal material. We should be seeing some displacement. Texture map, that's what I always do. Let me just kill this here, kill that. Bring in an RGB image into the texture. Open up a texture. And, oop, almost time for me to go. I have to go literally pick my daughter up from school. And I can't be late. So this is my last attempt at trying to get this to work. Let that load. Okay, gamma should be 1. We don't need it because there's no color involved. And matter of fact, I'm just gonna crank this up to 2K. That shouldn't really matter. Come in here, updating shader. And I do not know why that's not working. We should be seeing this thing popping out like with displacement right now. Let me go to 1000. Let's just go to some crazy number. Like, I don't know what's up with that. Let me just delete this. Add in a new plane. Maybe because the scale was so massive that I was at. I don't know. Let's here. Add in a new plane. Come down to material 4, which had the displacement on there. Boom, there it is. Okay. I think because of the size of the plane, that literally the value, that's why it's important to work to scale. Now, if I set this to 1, now we should see crazy displacement. Look at this displacement, right? This is what we should have saw on the building. But that's a prime example of working to scale. So I guess the scale was so big that it needed to be even more than the values that I had than 1. I had 1000 in there, so it needed to be more than that. So that's it right there. That's working. Okay, that is working. So I'm not crazy, right? But anyways, unfortunately, that's the end of the stream, guys. But hey, don't worry, I would be doing more of these, like the whole process of me making videos and just playing and having fun in Blender and troubleshooting, just like what we just had to go through right now, just troubleshooting stuff out, because this is the real world of Blender, right? This is not like the tutorials you watch and everything is hunky-dory. No, this is the real deal. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Again, thanks for joining me. Thanks for joining me in this test stream. And I might finish this and post something up again on Instagram later on today, or on the YouTube community post. So stay tuned, or in the Discord. Actually, I'm hardly in the Discord. I need to be more in the Discord, but that's a goal for this year. All right, keep rendering. Patrick LeVar. Peace.